name's Troy. Originally I'm from Erie, Pennsylvania, and I now reside in Boynton Beach, Florida. So in January of 2017, I had an injury and I was prescribed painkillers. And I took those painkillers. I was in a cast for about 6 months, and prior to this prescription, I had dabbled in drugs before, but nothing to the extent that it turned to after I got this prescription. And I started taking them every single day. When the prescription ran out, I wanted more. And it slowly started to take hold of my entire life. That led down the path of a few years where all I could do was think about getting high, and that's all that I did. Never in a million years did I think that, just by popping a couple pills, it would turn into the vicious addiction that it had become. I was in denial, complete denial. I didn't want to believe that, I was also being hooked on these pills. And about a year went by and it progressively got worse. I started doing more, I started doing more, I started hiding it more, I started isolating. I started getting more depressed and more miserable and more lonely. And before I knew it, I was then physically addicted to these things. They grabbed a hold of me. That started a cycle of a few years where it's all I could do. It's all I could think about. It controlled my entire life. A rock bottom moment would be waking up every day wishing that I wouldn't have woken up. Laying in my bed in the darkness, day in and day out, thinking, it would be so much easier if I just didn't wake up. The burden that I am to my family and my loved ones, I wouldn't have to be here anymore. Doing things that I never imagined that I would have done. Theft, totaling cars, complete isolation from everybody in my life led me to a point where I had no soul. I was just flesh. There was a physical presence of me, but there was nothing to me. I learned about All In Solutions through one of my childhood friends from my hometown. His older brother had been clean and sober for a number of years, and he moved down to Florida to get help. And it was known that I was struggling, so I reached out to this guy at the time, and I had a friend from my hometown also who was a client at All In Solutions during this time. And we spoke about, maybe coming down to Florida and trying to change my life. It took me a few days. I got cold feet, but eventually I decided to take a leap of faith and come down to Florida for help. And All In Solutions is where I ended up. The treatment modalities that helped me the most while I was a client at All In Solutions, I believe, were the family therapy. I did amazing work with the therapist here at the time, and it really helped me better connect with the broken relationships I had with my entire family at the time. The groups that had taken place when I was a client, and some of the facilitators who were just not afraid to get honest and to tell us exactly like it was. I needed to hear those things at the time. And the integration to the real world, how they set you up for success while you were a client here, is something that I had never experienced before. So my life today is pretty happy. It's pretty peaceful. I'm proud of the man that I am today, and I owe a big debt of gratitude to All In Solutions for allowing me to become that man. I've been clean and sober now since April 21st of 2020, so about 3 years and 4 months. The level of care I received here, it's an easy 10 out of 10. There's no other facility that I had been to in the past that gave me the quality of care that I received and the individual care that I received while I was a client here at All In Solutions. The best part about my sobriety in my life today is that I'm able to be present. I'm able to be happy about the things that I'm doing. I'm able to connect with others on a way I was never able to connect before. I have my whole life to look ahead to. I'm 29 years old, and by being clean and being sober, I'm able to participate in my life today. For the longest time, I had no connection with anybody. It was just myself and my isolation and my addiction. And by being sober, by being able to mend those relationships, I can be a son, I can be a brother, I can be an uncle. I'm able to lay my head on my pillow at night and be proud of the person that I am today. I can look back at my day and be like, you're doing well, Troy. Having purpose in my life today is extremely important to me. It's something that I struggled with prior to getting sober. I would think, what am I here for? And by getting sober and by getting clean, I'm able to bring joy to people's lives today. I'm able to help other people to try and achieve what I've achieved. I share with them my experience, my strength, and the hope that comes from getting sober, and it makes me feel really good about the person that I am today.